Test. 1, 2, 3. Looks like we're good. How you guys doing? Let's send out the normal tweets. Everybody know we're live. I hope you guys are doing well. We'll get started. I got a lot of stuff to cover. A lot of stuff to cover today. Very exciting. You guys may or may not have been watching the news, but please let me know in the chat if you guys can hear me. What's up, Fletch? I gotta find my live link real quick. Give me a second. So we got 3 people watching right now on YouTube. Twitch is still the number 1. Love it all. Give me a second. I think this will work. Control Shift. Yep. That did it. All right. Tweets going out. We are live for the weekly whale watch. And I apologize. I can't type all that out and talk about the show yet because it's heavily rehearsed. I'm glad you guys are here with us. I almost didn't make it today. The power outages everywhere where I'm at. But it looks like we're good. All right, so if you guys can do me a favor and spam retweet, let me know. That'll work. Awesome. I can turn back it down. Get back the desktop audio down a little bit. How's that there? Vanity, let me know. I've had a lot of issues with my setup lately, but we can do a test 1, 2. It looks like the audio should be pretty good there. Like I said, let me know. Let me go ping the Discord. Oh, let me switch over real quick. Runner alerts. We are live. Oh, that's a tweet. That should be it though. Yep, we're good. All right, let's get going. Can't hear, sing Thriller to test. What's up, Wowie? What's up, Fletch? Like I said, thanks for coming out. It's our Thursday weekly whale watch. Welcome to Rainbow Trends stream. This is your guy Rainbow Runner doing our weekly stream. It's every week, 8 p.m. Central Standard Time. We hang out here for about an hour, and then we head to the Discord where all our OGs are at, and we do a whole roundtable where we do open mic. It's not necessarily a rap thing, but we share charts, share ideas, and dude, there's a lot of alpha in there year round. So shout out to all my OGs. Shout out to all the people that hang out in the Discord. And if you're ever curious where the Discord's at, the main website's rainbow-trends.com. There's always the link here. Discord URLs are kind of hard to find, but we just keep it there because sometimes they change, but we set up a permanent one and you can check it there. But to kick this party off, I'll let you guys know this stream is not intended to be used. It's not financial advice. Definitely not. This is an art channel. Sometimes we talk about computer programming and whales and stuff like that, but it's unrelated. But it's intended to be used for informational purposes only. But big news, we had a slight update to the website. We have not officially announced this publicly yet. But if you've been on the fence for Rainbow Trends for a very long time, we now have it set up for first-time users that you can sign up for $10 for the premium or the regular subscription for your first month. So if you want to give us a try, you can do it for $10, cancel anytime, and go from there. And we are going to do some other updates because we did something very, very, very special this week. I just clicked something in Chrome and it's still here. Okay, I'm going to kick it off anyway. Moving on. Just leave that tab. Hope this thing doesn't break live. So, you guys know I've been talking about this for a very long time. It's been in the back of my head. Dogs are completely unrelated to trading, but they're a big part of like Good Vibes and the Rainbow Trends kind of mission statement. And to be honest, it's almost impossible to do a Rainbow Trends ad if I tried to explain all of this stuff in like a 5-second ad, I would just show a picture of a rainbow and a dolphin or a whale jumping in the air, and no one would get it. No one would click. So in lieu of an ad campaign budget being spent on Google AdSense or Meta, the previously known as Facebook, I've just gone and decided to spend the monthly ad budget on sponsoring a local dog shelter, and would love your guys' support. Basically, profits from Rainbow Trends itself will be donated, and I can't promise anything except pictures of happy dogs and cats. Maybe cats. I don't know. I keep talking to Dime if I'm going to be able to put a bandana on a cat. We're not really sure. I've seen someone put a croc on a cat, so maybe it's possible, but we originally wanted to do this a long time ago, but my beloved like dog of all time, cancer took him a few months ago, unfortunately, and he was going to be part of this donations because we got him from a pound, and he was the best $50 I've ever spent in my entire life. Raised my whole family with him, and a lot of these dogs don't make it, but I figured I'm gonna spend the ad money on this out of my own pocket, and even if it doesn't result in any type of sales or anything like that, at the end of the day, I spent something on a cause, so I can't really lose. If I spend a bunch of money on Google AdSense and stuff like that, it's not really going to work anyway for this type of a product that I market. But this is what we're doing, so any likes, retweets, etc. would be greatly appreciated. I'll put the post in the chat, and I'm going to encourage you guys, if you're part of it or want to be part of it, we definitely need rainbow pup pictures. So if you have a dog that you want, or a cat, not naming names, Dime, and you want to get a rainbow dog bandana, this was the best one I found. It's a dog bandana from Amazon, $8 from Howleth. So screenshot that if you guys want to go find it. Worked really cool, and that's the one that you ever see the pictures of, like my personal dogs. That's what they're wearing. What's up, Nexus? And speaking of dogs and crypto, I say it's like not really related. I don't know. My favorite pictures of Hal Finney, personally, who's my personal Satoshi, always had his pupper with him. And I actually learned this week his dog's name was actually Arky. I didn't know that till recently. I've been looking at these pictures of Hal Finn with his dog for freaking years and never realized what the dog's name was. I'm trying to figure out what type of dog it was, so I actually like tagged Fran to ask her, but haven't heard anything back. But anyway, that's our story. So we're sticking to it. I'm gonna keep this going. I don't care. It's if I spend money on this, it makes me happy either way. If I spend money and send it to Zuckerberg, I'm not really happy on that. But the good news is the initial contact to the dog shelter has been made. When I tried to explain to this person, they looked at me like I was absolutely insane. And then I was trying to explain it's a software company who wants to help dogs, and we use rainbows, and eventually they kind of figured out what I was doing, and it was genuine. It wasn't just a weirdo. And so now I've got like contacts with their head supporters, and they're actually going to prearrange kind of some puppies and stuff for us when we show up for the next drop off. So about once a month, me and my daughter are going to go over there and drop off a bunch of stuff for the pups. And I'm going to drop that's the Twitter link in the chat if you guys want to check that out. So anyway, moving on, something kind of crazy I saw this week, and an experiment with 1,000°C iron ball was placed on the skin of a discarded pineapple. Crypto Bull was saying he's very bullish on pineapples all of a sudden, and since so many rainbow traders have been drinking cocoa like a madman this past few months, I think we might need to look at pineapples. But check this out. I just thought it was cool. This has no use for trading purposes, but I just wanted to show that pineapple skin can apparently handle ungodly heat temperature. So maybe we could wrap a space shuttle with this. So shout out Elon if you want to check this out for an organic path. Now, speaking of that, we technically don't know this isn't a superconductor, so it might be. But moving on, why you guys are really here? Look at the charts. Your boy Runner's been talking reaccumulation for a while, and I've been getting a lot of crap for it. And this has been an absolute brutal range. And it just, it is what it is. And I kind of did a write-up. You can go back and see the original post. It's like, hey, you guys are looking at this as distribution. I don't think it is. I think we're forming a creek. And it's ended up being kind of like a 3-legged creek, and it's been pretty wild. But we definitely jumped that damn thing this week. But I did a little write-up here. At the end of the day, a lot of people on crypto Twitter post charts in hindsight, and they make you feel like idiots. And then out of nowhere, they screenshot a bunch of stuff and make you feel like they were 100x longs at the Pico bottom. And a lot of 99% of it's fake. Don't argue with it. Don't waste your time with it. Truth is, study your whales, study your colors, check your emotions, and listen to yourself. You're going to try to copy trade these masses. It's not going to work out for you. So just be chill. This was another good one. Josh, I really like his sentiment when I say don't listen to the masses. Pick out your OGs and listen to them and learn how to read them. It's always been my take. Josh is one of my favorites of all time. He's actually posted this. And I'll be honest, I've been thinking about it for a while. I've been thinking I kind of see an inverted head and shoulders, but I didn't really want to say it because I don't really trade the inverted head and shoulders patterns, but I do kind of see it. And this is kind of here. But zoomed out, you guys saw the tweets. This is the actual schematic kind of cleaned up. Originally we were looking like here, and then it doglegged down. And one of my followers was asking me, he's like, hey, do you think this is invalidated because of this? Because it went through the order block? And my answer to that is, in reality, the people that try to make these things look like 100% perfect, those are the people that just argue all the damn time and don't actually trade. They want to just talk about hindsight stuff and hey, look at this perfect setup that I found in, it happened a year ago. I didn't trade it. Okay, cool. Well, maybe we can learn from it. Maybe we can't. This stuff isn't going to be perfect. You're just going to have to kind of get the rhyme and the reason to sense it, because this stuff is insanely hard when you're live. If you're live trading this stuff, it's hard. There's no way around it. In hindsight, it is super easy. And I can kind of get certain senses of kind of accumulation and distribution. And then there's rainbow prints that really help me out understand where I'm at. And this was the one where I saw this range fail here and start breaking down. And it started wicking into support. And I was like, all right, this is at least the front third of what I think is distribution. We're hitting the all-time high order block, which is this block here. And we set a new short-term, new all-time high order block, and then a local support. And we started ranging through this. And I was like, man, this is grinding people into a pulp. Halving-wise, this isn't really the time for a macro distribution pullback. Maybe a short little quick pullback. Maybe, sure. Maybe. I don't really know. But I just started getting this sense. I was like, I think the whales are baiting us into a creek, and I think they're about to jump it. And it took us a few weeks, but we actually got through there. And the one thing I will say is, when we did actually break through this, my God, was it ugly. But that's what whale prints are for. Right there. H4 whale print, boom, sent it back up. And we saw whales fail to do it. And in my eyes, you take a shot to get through resistance, that's your time to nuke us and send us to Hades. That was everything set up for the bears to take us to $50,000 or $40,000. That was their opportunity. What showed up? A bull print or a bear print? We got a freaking bull print, and it went back up. And not only did we not reject off of the previous support, which would make it resistance, we slingshot through that damn thing, went up, and then retested it a bunch of times through some chop. Now we're coming back up. So mind you, we've had some really interesting news this week. So that's kind of been, I was like, man, this looks like the jump, but man, we've had some sensational news. We don't just want to have another BART come straight back down and fade the news because, crypto's emotional. But it's so far, it's looking like we're good and we're hanging out. We're about halfway, third or so into the all-time high order block from a few years ago. Things are looking decent, not gonna lie. So moving up through here, that's kind of the rest of the schematic. Maybe we bounce again and then we move up. But regardless, what I'm looking for, wherever this plays out, eventually they're going to chug through this. And then eventually they're going to chug through this resistance. And then we're done. We don't have any more resistance. We're in price discovery. And then we just got to figure out where you're going. And that's when you're going to say, hey, fib dudes, help me out. Where are the fib projections? And then you've got to sit there and listen to talk about Nautilus shells. But that's where we're going to go. Me, I'm just going to watch colors and paint. I'm really big on watching Bitcoin on the daily. looking for pinks. I'm also really big on the Mayer multiple, but frankly, we haven't seen parabolic stuff yet. Now remember the first run up to 65K wasn't really parabolic, but the 13.5 and the 20K runs, which are here, they were straight up pink for weeks. That was over a week of pink, and it went straight up to 20K. So we start printing heavy colors with all these BlackRock and IBIT people going haywire. Sure, let's talk. And I just messed up all my charts. But yeah, that's where I'm at. We got like one pink candle here. That was it. I want to see a lot. I want to see weeks of it, and then we can get skittish for an all-time high. Right now, I still think this is reaccumulation before we go. Timing-wise, this is what we're looking at as well. The time to look for a macro top after the halving, never really been done before. So, albeit, we are in never been done before territory. We hit all-time highs before the halving. That's never been done before. Well, we did it. So, you have to check yourself. There are no absolutes in any of this. Except that there are no absolutes. So Sith Lords talking absolutes is how it goes. But I hope you guys get the point. Anyway, moving on. Flows, Bitcoin. Hedge funds are now piling into IBIT. Then comes the mutual funds, then the sovereign wealth funds, and the pension funds. This is actually good stuff. Real good stuff. Bullish, bullish, bullish. Now, these are disclosures. So these happened in a good bit in the past. Quarterly disclosures. And we just have to follow it. Now, I'm gonna take a quick break and say from streaming, and I'm just going to go back straight into the chat and say, Sean, love to see you're hanging in there. Glad to see you, and good morning. Oh, did you see the northern lights over there, by the way? I'm very curious. But actual flows, stuff that we can track daily. Remember, disclosures for congressmen and businesses take they're months late. They have to do it like quarterly, yearly, whatever their reporting is. Most of it's quarterly, but no expert on that. But if you hadn't noticed, we had some red days a few weeks ago, whatnot. We've had some ups and downs, and a really, really, really weird one. BlackRock's been zero for like 3 days in a row, while Fidelity came in with 130 million last week, and then freaking ARK came in with 133 million 2 days ago. Save us, Kathy. Regardless, numbers are going up. Grayscale has been going up too. Now, what's weird is we randomly have like 100 dump, no dump, 50 million dump, 27 inflow, 4.6 inflow. Regardless, it's looking like we're leveling out Grayscale. Grayscale looks like it's bleeding out all the way, which is what we want. The halvings happened. Now Grayscale's bleeding out. We're going to run into a supply crunch. Moving on from that, we got some really cool news. The Senate actually passed the bill that overturns the SEC rule allowing highly regulated financial firms to custody Bitcoin. And I want to point this out. This was not a one-win vote. This was a huge supermajority. Very, very, very big deal. And now we have Congress personnel, senators, posting laser eyes. So this may actually be, like in hindsight, if we go to 20K next week, this was our sign. I'll admit it, but we're going to have to just roll with the punches. So far, I'm real bullish on this stuff. The more onboarding. Now, with this being said, that bill that got passed through the Senate and the House, the White House has already come out and said they plan on vetoing it. So will they veto it with this many Democrats supporting the bill? We don't know. We really don't know. But they said they would. So now it's got to go up against and see if it can actually get the president's signature. If it can, you're going to see the big boys be able to custody Bitcoin. That's going to be a really, really big deal. And another nail in the coffin for Mr. Gensler himself. So moving on to our number 2 crypto of all time. You could probably argue Doge maybe is number 2, but Ethereum's our number 2 largest market cap. Ethereum's very cool. I don't remember what that box was. Delete that. We'll edit that out in post. Ethereum has just been bleeding, and we are coming up on May 23rd. Reminder, the ETF announcement for the spot Ethereum will be decided by Mr. Gary himself. It's not really, it's a vote in the SEC, but kind of is Gary. It's coming up. So today is, what is today? Today's the 16th. So this week, we're getting it. Yay or nay? There's been so much drama behind it, guys. I don't care. I'm not going to try to I'm not going to try to trade this. The algos are going to outrun us. It's going to go up. It's going to go down. It's going to go this. May even go back in time and then go back up. We don't really know. I'm joking, but the point is that day, mark it in your calendar. There's going to be a very, very, very big volatile event. So if you are a degenerate degen, this is the time to be out of your positions. You do not want to be in a high leverage position going into a volatility event that could spike 10% in one or two different ways and knock out your positions. Last thing you want to do is be exposed here. Same thing goes for like CPI prints, FOMCs, all that type of stuff. You know, volatile events come in trading. A lot of them aren't predictable. Some of them, there's actual calendar dates. That one has an actual calendar date. So do not be surprised. Do not post your losses, but be ready for it. He comes out. If he comes out and says yes, bullish. Bullish. Not that this is financial advice, but it's super bullish. He comes out and says no, it's probably going to nuke and then bounce and recover. It's already bled pretty damn hard. I'm not lying. This looks awful. 30%. Not good. Not terrible, but definitely not good. So keep that in mind. That's our plan. This isn't really tradable. And this is the other thing. We talk about that volatility event. The whales are the same way. Big boy whales are not going to have their butts exposed to this. They're going to wait. And until this is decided, I don't think liquidity is coming into the market. We have not seen any sustained alt runs for a very long time. The only alt I've seen that's really shown some stones is like Render. It actually pumped before a lot of the other stuff did and was kind of leading the way. But it's kind of fading now again. So I'm just realizing I made some derogatory terms towards fib traders earlier. So skip that. And now we're looking at a golden pocket rollover on the new tool. So that's cool. But yeah, this is what I'm talking about. Render went on a crazy run and then rolled over, and it hasn't sustained the pump into new all-time highs, which is what we want to see. But that was a 70% run that hit a golden fib pocket and then it rolled over. Shout out to the new auto fibs tool. If you're on the custom clouds tool and you're like on anything other than 1.12, which is the newest one, there's this whole golden pocket upgrade. So you can actually turn off and on golden pockets and adjust how many candles it looks back, so you can kind of change the time frames. And then you can also invert the fibs if you're looking for tops and bottoms. Kind of a side note, I like looking at it both directions, so I'll actually turn on 2 of these tools and run the fibs on both sides. And basically you just turn on the second tool, you turn everything off except the golden pocket, and then you invert it, and then you get both. So I like seeing that because, in my opinion, that side of the fib is as good as that side. So anyway, something I'm starting to play with, and that was an absolute monster to code. So glad to finally bring it out. But kind of bringing something into a bit of an economic calendar that Mr. Freeman dropped on us this week. I wanted to share this because I thought this was quite funny. Sell in May and walk away. Sell in June, it'll never moon. Sell in July and say goodbye. Sell in August, lose all trust. Sell in September, a crash to remember. Sell in October, before it's over. Sell in November, was I ever in profit? I'll never remember. And then finally sell in December, gains to dismember. So keep that in mind. There's always times to get out. But moving back into crypto, moving back into some things. Let's check in on the gang. How's the gang doing, guys? Mr. Trabuco's been missing for a very, very long time. Our beloved Caroline's going to be sentenced, I think this month, maybe next. Is it June? It's coming up. She's definitely going to be charged soon. If I had to guess, like maybe 6 months to 2 years in jail. But someone broke their silence this week. Mr. Salami is actually getting charged. I thought the FBI raid on his house, plus all the monetary stuff he gave up like millions and I don't know if it was billions, but he gave up a lot of money over to the FBI and their stuff. He's actually going to get charged, which is crazy. And his defense team is asking for leniency for 18 months. At the end of the day, we may get Salami in jail for over a year and a mugshot. So I'm real excited about that. This was one of the most evil guys at FTX that most people didn't know about. And I'm not a big fan. But guess who is a big fan who came out of hiding? Sam Trabucco came out of hiding and did a character reference for the judge to support Salami getting a light sentence. So of all things, he's come out of the woodwork. And my name is Sam Trabucco. I've known Ryan Salami since 2019 at Alameda Research. So this is actual evidence of him putting back. And simply put, Ryan is my best friend. He also has committed crimes. So I'm gonna throw this one in the chat. You guys need to go read that one. That one's fun. But moving on. Not really moving on. Same topic. Zach Val posted this, and I had to retweet it because I about spit out my coffee. Sam Trabucco is your character weakness, bro. It's over. You'd better start praying. So, actually, really good point. If Trabucco's the guy who's vouching for you, not really good. Not really good. I don't know what your guys' thoughts are. You guys know I've always been a degen, kind of studying those dudes. I'm not a fan of them at all. They've done a lot of bad, needless to say. But moving on, I want to share this. United States Consumer Price Index. So everyone talks CPI, month on month, year over year, etc. Most of you guys never looked at CPI on the historical scale. And this, behold, is a magical chart. And you can actually see how bad it's gotten in the past few years. So definitely had a little bit of a thing happen to fiat here. Go look it up. And then we've kind of been on a linear path, and then it's just been going bonkers. And now we're kind of into the parabolic side of it. So that's like the zoomed out, oh God, this is actually really bad. Zoomed in, core inflation hit a 3-year low. Now, it's still awful. The Fed's target is 2%, and we're still over 50% higher than that. It's awful. And somehow Nexus is speaking and watching this at the same time. So shout out Nexus. Shout out Nexus. This is the news that kind of rocked markets. And if you can guess, did the markets like the CPI print? They did. S&P hit an all-time high this week. All-time high. Inflation's high. Rates are up. S&P don't care. So we've kind of been watching this channel trend, and this channel walk's coming back up. To be honest, we actually kind of went above the channel. We're gonna keep looking at it. Also, shout out H1 Runnerbot print at 5,000 because it's up. Dow Jones as well had a killer week. Dow Jones hit 40,000. It's crazy, and everyone's betting and wanting a rate cut. Man, maybe they rate cut this year. I'm thinking Powell doesn't actually do that. Not Powell. Oh yeah, Jerome. Powell does that, but market is flourishing under the heavy inflation numbers and the interest rates. Regardless of all the doomsayers, it's just the truth. And we have to adjust. A lot of the metrics are off, and that's just the way it is. Looking back at NVIDIA, if you look at my Squiggleverse, this is one of the only other main real stocks that I like looking at on the main scale when you look at like S&P and Dow Jones and stuff like that. This thing broke down, ricocheted, moved back up, and I had a bunch of different drawings when I was explaining accumulation and distribution, but we'll just kind of keep them there because it started to break down, and it was on such just a tear of a run, thinking maybe it actually comes to the bottom side here, but apparently it's not. So it's actually looking like it may be some type of redistribution or reaccumulation. I honestly don't know. If I pull this stuff off, I don't really want to, but I don't really see a pattern yet other than the break of the channel walk, but it's definitely found support. Albeit this is a bit of a range. 26, that's a lot of volatility, but we just got to keep an eye on it and see what happens. Dop's been talking about them doing a split. If they do, that's definitely, I think, an opportunity to buy. I agree with Doppel on that. Not that this is financial advice, but it is something to take note. NVIDIA is basically almost $1,000 a share right now, which is crazy. And every time they split Apple, it sent it. And this is the killer stock to have. So keep that in mind. Another big thing this week, El Roaring Kitty came back. If you don't know who this is the CEO of Robinhood who got into a bunch of stuff with the old GME pumps, AMC pumps and stuff a few years back. Say he get in trouble. I don't know how really got in trouble, but he got a documentary done about him, or not a documentary. They had a movie made about him. Kind of a degen dude, needs to say, regardless, and a bunch of big whales who were short GME got absolutely squeezed and destroyed, which royally pissed off Congress. And if you didn't know, GameStop, after that tweet, went up 50% before market open. So I give you the Roaring Kitty God candle. Now, crypto degens are like, whatever, low cap. This is a big stock, and it went up 500%. 500. Of pure bleeding to pump. 500. And if you look at this freaking volume, this is mental. It's still not on the chart. This is bonkers. But it's kind of cool to see. Dudes, degens from like Twitter are piling into stock markets and they're able to actually move price, which is really cool. I personally didn't trade it. I thought it was entertaining as hell and watched it. But this is where you see straight up. Do you see your well prints? These are your well print clusters. Shout out Pixa, who doesn't have a mic. Pump, 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 pump. Straight up nukes. Now, for sure, we are going to have to bleed. A pretty decent sized stock in tradfi pumping 500% is going to print a top and have to calm back down. But dudes, this stuff you have to treat like it's a meme. Meme stuff's volatile as can be. So be chill with it. AMC, same thing. These are the old stocks that like crypto, was it? Oh man, not crypto. Wall Street Silver, whatever it was, and Reddit. These were the coins they traded. GME, Tesla, and AMC. But AMC and GME were kind of the meme coins, and they're pumping like crazy. So this stuff's nuts. You can get in, you can get out, but man, is it going to be nerve-wracking. This type of stuff's not for me. It's too volatile. That's 300%. Because I mean, like, what are you going to do? Like, you get up here, am I going to buy more? Not really. But at the same time, I don't want to short this. Hell no. If you short this, God, no, it could go another 200%. What are you going to do? A half X short? Like, it's gnarly. But the funny thing is the timing. We actually did a video on this 5 days ago. And this was actually before the tweets popped up. And that's the actual Robinhood CEO thumbnail I used. So I thought that was pretty cool. But speaking of YouTube, thank you for all the support. Every like, comment, subscribe helps us greatly. The YouTube algo has finally woken up on Rainbow Trends, and we're actually starting to get pretty steady views. So thank you for all the support. Hitting that subscribe button helps us more than you believe. Robinhood, though, since we are talking meme stocks and the CEO, definitely pay back attention because the video I just showed, go watch it. Doppel is zoomed in on Robinhood, and he's talking like he did right before he did AVAX, before we saw the AVAX pump. So I'm definitely have this on my radar for sure. I've already charted it in that video, so I don't want to chart it. And this is as simple as this. Like, he thinks it's accumulated. He thinks it's going to cook. So we have to be really, really, really in position there. So interesting, I think I found out. Jim Simmons has filed a holdings update. This is Renaissance Technologies. If you don't know who these dudes are, Jim Simmons is an actual like Cold War code breaker. Very, 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 very smart mathematician who started up a quantitative trading firm back in the day. It's since been one of the most successful trade firms of all time. And lo and behold, that GameStop chart, as bad as it looked, it actually looks like they opened a $12 million position on this. And the legend himself was actually long. So kind of crazy they caught that. You don't get a lot of insight into what those dudes do because they're so amazing. But they, that's one of them. And definitely go study them because it's like, you talk about big brain dudes. That dude cracked codes on the USSR back during the Cold War. It's really crazy stuff. But moving back to crypto, I kind of wanted to show you guys this thing because this is something that really happened on Coinbase earlier this week. And it was kind of weird. And it kind of caught a lot of people off guard because it happened right before the PPI-CPI print. And basically, Trader Qualler here was saying the Bitcoin Coinbase seller is either an idiot who will regret his life choices, 2, an insider who knows what the CPI numbers are, and we are so screwed. I don't think anybody's got insider info on that stuff anyway. Personally, that stuff, you can calculate it yourself, so I don't really think there's inside leaks, but it also woke up Doppel, which was an interesting take, because he had number 2 on his mind as well, but posted up that number 3, it also could be someone trying to shore up some liquidity to cover their meme stock short positions before tomorrow morning, which was the Robinhood CEO kicking it off. And it's true, it might be. And I wanted to show you guys this. This is what they're actually referring to. Notice I've got all the tools off so you can just see like actual wicks. Now, this is the actual Coinbase chart. Coinbase has got some of the best liquidity in the world on Coinbase. On spot Bitcoin. Their order books are thick. This is not a small third world country exchange that is shady as F and doesn't really have liquidity. They got real liquidity. Like probably number 2 in the world, if not the number 1. I would think Binance would be the only one that could hang with them. But somebody was panic selling into the order books and making the order books bleed. That's what all these candles are. These are little wicks where it flashed down for like a second or two where a gigantic whale was panic selling into the books. Now, instead of just sitting there hopping out of positions every minute doing little chunks at a time, he was dumping huge amounts and losing tons of money on liquidity. And we don't know why he did this. This is like doing market sales, eating all your fees, and then eating a 1.5% slippage on every sale. You don't want to do that. If Bitcoin is like $63,000, you don't want to sit there and flash the books and sell it at $62,500. You want to sell it for $63,000. So, yeah, STL is saying he heard it was 2,000 Bitcoin. I've personally messed with the Coinbase order books when I was in a considerable spot USD position just to see if I could mess with them. Long story short, I think I was throwing 60 grand at Litecoin just to see if I could get it to move, and I couldn't get it to move. So whoever's doing this on Bitcoin is big, and lost a lot of money. Now he got out, and he didn't do it for long, right? This is what normal candles look like. You notice how there's not a bunch of wicks randomly? This is severe panic getting out of position. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17. I mean, this is like over 50 market sales deep into the books, no matter what you call it. And you can see it stands out. Now, if you look at it on like hourly, you won't notice this. It's just this little section here. And it probably looks even better on like maybe 15-second charts. I'm gonna have to zoom back to find it if I didn't just crash TradingView. So Pixa mentioned is anybody else having a TradingView crash on them? Well, I can confirm yes. Let me see. I'm not dropping frames. Stream's actually like, oh, here we go. 30 seconds. The servers are back. So let's zoom way back and see if we can find that spot, because there's so many more candles on the screen. We're going to have to go look for it. There it is. So this is 30-second candles. Let's go to 5 seconds. Bear with me. We got time. I got nowhere to be tonight. Here. So I want to show you this. It's someone doing market sales, or maybe you could do limit sales that cut this deep, but hell, you would have to automate it. And if you could automate it, why would you do that? That's not going to let me. Nope, I don't need bar play. I need playback. No, it won't let me show it on 15. Try 10. Just want to give you guys an idea. Nope, now we're way back to here. Either way, you guys saw it, got the point, and it's kind of interesting. And the other thing is, shortly after that dude did his damage, not instantly, but a few hours later, Coinbase actually went down. And we got system outages. And volume wasn't actually that crazy when we saw Coinbase go down, which was interesting because that's it's weird. Coinbase eventually came back online, got full systems back on go, and then we didn't really have any more issues. But it was weird. It was real weird. And the CPI came out non-scary, so it wasn't a leak. But like I said, maybe Dobble was right, and maybe it was option 3. But moving on and getting kind of the tail end of this debate of what's going on this weekly whale watch, I wanted to show this one and finish on a high note on Sol. And then we can do some Q&A if you guys want, and we can post up whatever charts you guys recommend in the chat. But there was nearly 1 million new crypto tokens created last month, a number that is 2 times the total number ever created on Ethereum from 2015 to 2023. So this is an absolute monster of a chart. So shout out Dune Analytics. People are just making crypto coins like you wouldn't believe. Base season is a thing. Shout out Pep. Shout out Stacks. So's a lot of this on Solana. In fact, there's over 20,000 tokens created each day on Solana, which is just absolutely mental. And you wonder, like, hey, you know, Solana went offline. We were dealing with that for a while, and you know, it's back. It's gone. Blah 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 blah. It's still hanging in there, and it's starting to show some life again. Had an actually decent real pump this week. Now, mind you, we're nowhere near the all-time high again. I've got a bunch of videos on this. So you can go see my old Sol charts. To me, you get 90% of the way up to the all-time high order block. Just chill out, because it can roll over and it fades a lot of times. And that's exactly what happened. And a lot of altcoins came down with it, unfortunately, because a lot of alts were riding the whiff run. Or not the whiff run. A lot of alts were riding the Sol run as well as whiff. And Sol pulled back 40%, which is very hard. That is, it's only 40. Well, if you rode up a few 100% and then you saw half your savings or half your profits disappear, it's a big deal. It scares a lot of people, as it should. But we got a clear rainbow rotation here. We went above the clouds. We went up to the all-time high order block, and we didn't go through it. That was the time to break through into this thing and go. And the bulls didn't take it. And if the bulls didn't take it and they were already pretty tapped out on high colors like pinks and purples, take note. You get in your runner bot tops, take note, and let it bleed out. And now it's bleeding out again, and we have to see what it's going to do. Honestly, I don't think the chart to pay attention to is on Sol. If you want to scalp it, sure. There are some dudes, particularly like Malifestro, messing with this thing. There are pretty good signals even on like the H4, not even looking like the H1. We are getting bounces that are substantial size, and we've got a clear order block here that we want to take. But to me, the chart is still Bitcoin. The Bitcoin decision. If we break through this creek, we jumped the creek and we sustain it, I still want to get back up to the top. And if we get back up to the top and we break through, you know, what alt isn't going to run if Bitcoin breaks through 75K? I mean, ask that question, because it's real. And we've got the May 23rd date coming. Maybe that's what sends us. Maybe. We get the ETF approval on Ethereum. Boom, boom. It's going to wake up Bitcoin. Maybe that's how it plays out. Maybe. I don't know. I honestly don't think we're going to get a third ETF or a fourth. I think the CMA futures is still the gateway for ETF approvals. And so far, there was an approved futures Bitcoin ETF on CME and a Ethereum CME. So I think that's where it's at personally. It doesn't matter. Maybe they fold and we get a new SEC chair and they just start approving every ETF there is. Maybe we need Zcash ETFs on Fidelity or ARK. I don't think we do, as much as I love Zcash. But that's where I think that's going to be the catalyst. I don't think the Sol chart's the catalyst in the next 2 weeks. I think it's the Bitcoin and the Ethereum charts personally. But speaking of Zcash, let's check it out. Shoot. I'm sorry. I'm moving ahead. We're not to request it. Runner, go back to the Sol chart. We're looking back at the Sol chart. Now, remember, they said 20,000 Sol coins are launched every month. I think someone said the other day they get 250,000 NFTs for like $300 on Solana, which is crazy amazing technology, but it also leads to people just like spamming the living hell out of the market. It just is what it is. You want to do some really cool stuff, that's cool, but like people are going to just destroy it with transactions the easier you make it to do it. So keep that in mind. But with that ingenuity, we are seeing levels of degeneracy we have never seen before. In the depths of the Sol shitcoins on Kick, a kid launched a coin based off of his hot mom. And the account was called Live with Mom. And I forgot what the ticker was, but this was all over Twitter a few weeks ago. So I just wanted to share, like, people argue, does crypto have utility? It does. And it's right here. Some guy exploited his mom for a Solana coin. So if you want to talk about like ETH maxis or Sol maxis, ETH got nothing on this. And they basically launched a MILF coin with like a 12-year-old son there. So this has got real weird real quick. Maybe we need to go back to hamsters. But the coin actually pumped a decent bit and then completely rugged. And we can blame the devs. But, you know, crypto is maturing. People can pick it up. They can do amazing things, right? We're changing the world. Can't wait for like Senator Warren to talk about that. But anyway, hope you guys enjoyed that little useless tidbit. But I wanted to share it. I meant to share it last week because that's when it was actually kind of important. I say kind of important, more relevant. I'm pretty sure it's all dead now and the kid's not doing it anymore. And that's going to be a weird life going forward with that in your history book. But another one, Sol is not Sol. Say, man, they're getting chatty with V2 again. I'd say it's closer than ever. Every day past today is going to be closer than ever. But if there's a time to wake up Sol, not Sol, Say. Sorry. I'm getting tired. I think it's coming soon. But the same thing, we get the ETF approval and V2 comes out. That's a big catalyst chart. Big catalyst. But volume's starting to wake up as well. But if you guys have no, your vanity, you're not joking, to be clear. But if you guys have any charts you want to look at, we got a few minutes, probably 10 minutes or so before we hop back into the Discord and do the roundtable. Like I said, we're going to hop off the stream here, shut down the stream, and we're going to go head over to the Discord and then have a roundtable where everyone gets to hang out and ask questions and share their beloved thoughts of alpha. So we're looking for the next hated industry. We really need to look at it. Is it metals? Is it copper? Is it platinum? Is it Rivian? Who knows? Yeah, let's take a look at MicroStrategies for sure. MicroStrategies looks wild. I don't even think this is on log, is it? Yeah, let's go to logarithmic because it's pretty damn crazy. So my old TP1 and TP2 from the old historic charts, needless to say, we hit both of them. So we're going to kind of ignore those markups for now because whatever. Move them off. We'll still kind of leave them there for some clout later, right? Truth be told, we had a huge run here that found support on MicroStrategies. I was looking at this chart earlier this week, so I can speak to it without reading it too much. But this kind of looks like the same bottom print to me. Now, I'm talking about that somewhat in hindsight. I say somewhat. It's gone up 42% since then. But these bottom prints on like the H4 really, really, really need to pay attention to those. They hit hard. And when I say hit hard, go look at the H4 on your chart of whatever you're trying to trade and then go back and look in time and you can find really good prints. Another good example, H4 bottoms on MicroStrategy pump, H4 bottom pump. They're really good. And we got another one here. Same kind of colors, yellow and white, very, very strong bear print colors. We have a bottom print and then we sent it. Now this is just bonkers. This is your guy Sailor doing a 350% run, which is amazing. And we kind of got it going on here as well. I'm going to go to 2 hours to see if we can get a little more action in the charts. But not that we want to say acceleration, or not what's it called, accumulation what we're calling, I forgot, but definitely saw that printer bottoms and then run up. Now, where does it do from here? I don't really know. Personally, yeah, close your default. I really don't like messing around dead center of the reversion rainbows, and that's kind of where you're at. You're on the higher side of it, and you're already printing like pink candles, so I'm not so super big on that. But this is one of those things. In a week from now, 2 weeks from now, if Ethereum gets approved and Bitcoin goes over 75, you know what this chart's going to look like. Like, it's not rocket science. It's going to go up. Same thing with Coinbase. Coinbase also kind of had the same setup. It's starting to roll over again and form a bottom print. Now, this one hasn't really pumped up yet, but you definitely need to see the rhymes to the reasons here. Oh, shoot. I just killed my order blocks, and I was trying to kill the drawings. So we've covered this before, but needless to say, coin has just been volatile as can be, which is good. Shout out Coinbase. I really like their legal team for multiple reasons. Big sustained runs that roll over. Big sustained run. It rolls over. You could also maybe kind of draw these as a channel thing. Hold on one second. What was I looking for? Yeah, hold on, sorry. You could kind of look at these as a channel thing. Sorry, my computer screwed up there. You could kind of look at these as channel walks. This one in particular doesn't really scream channel walk to me, but you could kind of draw in hindsight. It's not tight enough for me to see it, but you can definitely see the trends shift. When the trends shift, you really need to pay attention because oftentimes they bleed out. And so far, both of these bled out, albeit this one's bleeding slower. But the idea is pump, shift, break, find support, pump, shift, break, whatever. Bitcoin wakes up, this thing's going to wake up too. We also had really good earnings reports. So to me, if you're trading MicroStrategy, you need to also look at definitely look at Coinbase. Those are kind of they move a lot alike and they move kind of in synchronous. We also got a bottom print here, albeit would be underwater right now, but still it's a sign of a trend change. In general, the bottom prints that are in the reds, I really like those. The ones that are kind of in the middle range, I'm just but you can see the ones that are in the bottom are really good. Same thing, pump, get your pinks, roll over. Pump, get your pinks, roll over. You just got to find support now. I don't think Coinbase has gotten any real legal issues. They frankly have been whooping SEC's booty. So I think they're just going to keep whooping butt and taking names. But same thing, pump, roll over, going. We're eventually going to find support and hopefully this thing keeps breaking up. But it's super volatile. It really is. It doesn't trade like a big tradfi coin. It really bleeds hard. So anyway, hope that answers your question. Vanity, RMF wants to see Zig. What's up, RMF? You guys don't follow him. He's awesome. He's OG rainbow trader from Australia. I've never heard of Zig coin. Oh, that was a hell of a candle, but it's Mexi, so who knows? Dude, what's kind of crazy about it is it just... It's so it's so flat and then it goes super volatile. What's weird though is you see all this. So I don't know this coin and I've never even heard of it, but to me, when you see all this volatility, this is crazy, right? Like this candle's super volatile. It's sending the machine learning bands way off on tangents. She's wild. And then all of a sudden you look at this, it's like over a month and a half of kind of flat, which is weird. It's nowhere near the other bands. So I would suspect maybe this is something that's building a position, but I'd still be really skeptical of it just because of all these wicks that it has. Let me see what this kind of range is. It's an 84% range. It's pretty big. So I don't know. The biggest thing is, man, there's like this type of altitude. If this is like an actual like macro head BART, like you're looking for something like that, which is crazy. You don't want any part of that. But new coins, maybe that's not the thing. It spent like a month and a half doing this on a no-name coin. That's worth paying attention to. Dana White, thank you for showing up. Thank you for the amazing entertainment. Other than the slapping. I don't like the slapping at all. Silver, I don't really trade metals at all. My favorite metal of all time is like doesn't do anything ever, albeit it's starting to now, but regardless, silver is waking up. This is one of those, I really lean to how Dime looks at it. Dime's like, this is a long-term base that you build up and you kind of hold, and you just kind of deal with the pain and the memes along the way, because it's not very volatile. It doesn't move a lot, and like the old all-time highs from like 2011 are like $49 an ounce. We're not there yet. Or is it all-time? Nope. Yeah. So maybe we get back to the all-time highs, but like these are very small moves. Maybe it's moving up. I don't really know. I don't trade, like I said, I don't trade it a lot. Or I don't trade it at all, period, to be honest with you. I don't really collect it either. The one that I do really like is platinum. Platinum's waking back up. My old thesis for this one is maybe we don't have to do EVs. Maybe we don't. But damn sure we have to have emissions equipment if we keep the combustion engines online. And you do need platinum in your catalytic converters. So all the hobos that steal the catalytic converters out of cars, they're stealing the platinum out of it. That's what it is. And a lot of people wear it as jewelry, but it's actually like one of the greatest metals of all time, because it actually can help with emissions. Basically, if you spray unburnt fuel on platinum, it gets insanely hot and it burns out the fuel, the unburnt fuel, and makes your exhaust a lot cleaner. So anyway. Speaking of mining companies, we'll take a look at FCX. Freeport-McMoRan. I was watching the chart on this because, to me, Freeport-McMoRan is an oil company. Now, like to people like Doppel, Freeport-McMoRan is a mining company, which the answer is it's both. But to me, I've been watching a lot of the oil stocks because oil's been pretty crazy on recovering. The strategic reserves drain. They're trying to fill it, blah, blah, blah. It broke out from this local, not an all-time high, but from March 2022, it actually broke above it this week. So I may or may not have opened a position here, and I'm trying to just ride this bad boy up, right? But we'll see. I haven't looked at crypto mining companies, if that's what you were actually referring to, but yeah, I need to look at Freeport and see what they even mine. I don't even know if it is silver related or if it's what type of metals they actually mine for. But I do know they do actual like commercial mining. I just don't know what. Let me check copper real quick, because that's the other one. The copper bugs are starting to get inverse brought retweeted. So shout out Doppel for the copper one. Yeah, this is a good bit more volatile than your silver, but to me, still, if there's going to be an AI boom, you're still going to consume a lot of copper. To me, that's my thoughts. Maybe not using your semiconductors, but it's definitely going to be using the power transmission to feed these damn AI warehouses. So copper, I still think goes up, but we got to see if this AI bubble is going to pop or if it's going to keep rolling. Or if it's just the beginning of the bubble, who knows? We'll see. Nvidia definitely hit a wall for sure. It's worth noting. So anyway, yeah, I saw a post too, people cutting the Tesla charger cables for copper. I wouldn't. I think the high-end liquid cooled copper Tesla cables are actually 480 volt, and they will rock your world if they arc, like if they're powered on. Now hopefully if you cut one, it doesn't keep that voltage going, but that's, if it's not 40, I think it's 360. Either way, high voltage. But anyway, that's wrapping up for the stream. Thanks, you guys. Please like, comment, subscribe, tell your friends. And also, reminder, $10 now. You can subscribe for your first month if you want to give Rainbow Trends a try. If you've been on the fence, there's been a lot of people on the fence for a long time, so we finally figured out how to update it and make that happen. But we're going to go head over off into the Discord, hang out with the OGs. If you're new here, hop on the Discord. There's no paywalls or anything like that. We just got really good dudes there with a ton of alpha that they love to share. But either way, thanks for coming out, guys, and I will talk to you guys in a little bit in the Discord. And if I don't see you there, I'll talk to you guys in the next